Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. Hi, everyone.
Hi. And as we always like to start our chats in the spirit of love and compassion, we want to always listen to one another, to be kind to one another, and to be compassionate to one another.
Yes, we do. Thanks for that. And I love that reminder every time because, we need to stop and we're so busy and just, clear our minds and think about what's more important to us right in life.
Yeah.
So thank you every time for reminding us on that.
Yes, it's important.
It really is.
So, as we always start, what's the first thing we do?
Yes, you know the routine. We really would like you to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification. We would love that.
Peace. You think we got a theme here? Peace.
Yes. And welcome to anyone that's new to our channel.
Yes.
We love you. We love all our fans.
Yes.
Now, if you don't know, as Gloria said, we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And what do? Every time we start our chats, we talk about what tea we're going to be chatting over.
Yes.
So, what do we have today?
So today we're doing the Organics is the brand.
Organics.
When you see Organics. And so when you see the O, most of the time people think all O's are Oprah.
But it's not.
It's not.
This one is from, I think Organics is from Safeway.
Yes, it is. But this is an organic chamomile lavender organic herbal tea. The ingredients are organic chamomile flowers, organic lavender flowers, organic sweet orange petals, and organic rose hip berries. I love the word organic. So we have been letting it seep for a little bit.
I'm going to smell it for a bit because we have, it smells amazing. We have, what we've been doing is what Wendy Williams used to do.
In the spirit of Wendy.
Yes, we are starting to put these lozenges in our teas. This one is a sugar-free, sweetened with stevia, everyone. Stevia. Ricola. Into our teas.
Yes.
But I still want to have a sip because it smells so delicious.
Yes.
So, cheers.
Oh, that's
good. That's really good.
That's good.
Very good.
I'm actually going to let it steep just a little bit so that my little Ricola
lozenge
will melt.
Disperse itself into our tea.
A little faster. Okay, so this is our end of the year chat. This chat, we try and just briefly hit on a lot of the topics that we did during the year. So we're not going to go into great details. You can go back and look in our video chats from previous weeks and months, and everything we're going to talk about today, we've already talked about. We're just going to give you a synopsis.
A little recap, and it's basically called A Year in Review 2022.
Yes. So let's get going. As always, our thoughts and prayers go out to the human race. We have to learn how to be more loving and compassionate to one another. It is critical. We are not individuals. Let me just say this. We are together. We have got to get over skin tones. We got to let it go. Whatever happens to the one happens to the all. And I think a lot of people are coming to see that with all the things going on in the world today. A friend of mine called me, and she is at a cabin in Tahoe. It's so cold right now that the bears are coming down to the homes.
Oh, wow.
Trying to shield themselves from the wind. Wow. I was like, don't bears go to the caves? Don't they hibernate?
Guess not.
Guess not.
Guess not.
So, once again, we have to focus on being there for one another, and that's important. So, how was your Christmas?
It was fantastic, and I'm glad you asked because I was about to say, how was everyone's Christmas?
Yes.
Or holiday?
Yes.
Whatever you celebrate.
Below. Yes.
Yes, I hope you had a fantastic holiday.
Yes.
And you celebrated with friends and loved ones. And what did you do?
Yes. This is a very special year in that we started off with Hanukkah that ran until December 25th, which is Christmas. And the day after is Kwanzaa. So the celebration of light between, Hanukkah to Christmas to Kwanzaa, which is still in process, has just been amazing. And hopefully everyone had a really good season of the lights.
Yes. Did you have a good holiday?
Yes, I had a great holiday. Very quiet. Like I told you before, I felt like it's like the 4th of July. I feel like Halloween. It didn't feel like a normal Christmas. I don't know if that's because people were life is so fast. I think it just snuck up on a lot of us. Because a lot of people, which I really appreciated, didn't want to do the typical run out to Nordy and buy something.
Right.
People wanted to really think about the gifts that they gave, because we're not always making it to the next year. So you want to make those impressions early.
Yes, it was. This year was very different for not everyone, but for
Right.
me and Gloria. It just didn't seem like came so quickly, and I wasn't prepared. Didn't put my tree up, but we did put some decorations up. But we had a fantastic Christmas.
Yes, just being with family and loved ones made it wonderful. Okay, so a lot of endings this year. Ellen's show ended.
That's right.
Yes.
Ellen's show started off the year, and because her season only goes until May, it just seemed like it was a very short season.
Yeah.
Even though it was the previous year. They start like September of the previous year.
Right.
But she had a lot of ups and downs during the start of this season was very different because she straight off the bat was MIA most of the time.
Absolutely. She had hosts. These co-hosts were taking over for her. I mean, a lot of people, Twitch did quite a few shows. People you would never think of, they would be going, here's Ellen, and then somebody else would walk out and you'd be like, you're not a commentator. How did you get this? So
it was very, I was surprised to see how often she was out, but she did start her season off with COVID. So she was out for a bit.
Yes.
Could understand that.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, all the different hosts came.
And then, our girl Wendy Williams, our last time.
How you doing?
We love you. We hope that you are taking very, very good care of yourself. She had to shut down her show. Her last show, the last week, was Sherry Shepherd. And Sherry Shepherd did the Wendy show, which has now resulted in the Sherry Show. And it has Wendy's crew. I have slowly but surely, Suzanne is there, Norman is there. They're not out like they used to be with Wendy, but they're there.
We were hoping that she would make her own original show.
Yes.
But it seems like she took over the studio.
Yes.
That was the first thing.
Yeah.
And then she decided to keep some of the previous staff.
Right.
The format is very similar.
Right.
And I'm still a bit disappointed.
I want her to do her own thing, I mean, we love
Wendy. Late in the
Wendy
game, and I don't think she's going to change it. So.
Yeah, we love Wendy, and we missed Wendy. So,
yeah.
And then let's quickly talk about the movies of 2022. Comment below. Tell us, what were your favorites? Here's ours. We had Maverick. Those guys look really good.
Oh, that was good.
Playing football without shirts. Okay, that's just my one
long awaited.
Yes, my husband loves the sound, and Tom Cruise did an amazing job, doing his own stunts. So, hats off to you. Then we had Wakanda
Forever.
Wakanda Forever did a great job acknowledging Chadwick Boseman and his contribution.
That was so great.
So
amazing.
Good. So good. And the last one is Avatar. Rosetta has seen it. I haven't seen it yet. So in January, I will get caught up and then we'll talk about that. But the cinematographics of Avatar is beautiful. Everything I've seen, it's amazing. Just like Wakanda Forever, those scenes underwater were magnificent.
Yes, and I love Rihanna because she sings that song. It's amazing. If you haven't heard it, just go on YouTube or Google that song if you've not seen it.
It's going to just grab your
heart. It just haunts me, and it's so fitting.
Yeah.
And I said she's going to get an Oscar for that.
Yeah, she better.
Because she wrote that song, and it's just.
Yes.
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
I can't either. I love it. I could listen to it over and over and over. Put it on a loop. So, what happened in sports in 2022? The Olympics were in Beijing.
That's right. In February, it seems like a long time ago.
Yes. And in February, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady, won the Super Bowl. Tom was supposed to retire, but he kind of reneged on that, and I think he should have retired because he would have retired as a Super Bowl champion, because this year he's having a rough time in his team and him. It's just not clicking. So he should have retired because it resulted in some changes that I don't think he really wanted.
Right.
Just recently, this month, a week ago, Argentina won the World Cup. They are the World Cup champions. Another big thing that happened in sports, our girl Serena said, "I'm retiring." Everyone that was anyone got tickets to go and watch her play in the
last one. Yeah.
Yes, because they knew that, I mean, she could change her mind and come back. But for now, maybe she wants to have another baby. Her little girl is growing fast. Maybe she wants to do more with her business. I personally think her and Venus should start a tennis camp for little girls of color. And the reason I say little girls of color is financially, tennis is expensive.
It's very expensive.
And if you don't have the resources, it's very, very hard. So I think that's something that they could do, because they were trained by their father, Sir Richard, and this would give them a chance to kind of pay it forward.
That's a very good idea, because you see other past celebrities have done that, like Chris Evans and
Absolutely.
the other lady, what's her name? Navratilova.
Yes.
It'll be great.
So, and then while all of this was going on, the normal things, something reared its head. Pickleball.
Yes, pickleball. All of a sudden, who came up with pickleball?
I know.
Pickleball this, pickleball. And I'm like, what is pickleball?
Yes. At first I thought it was, the thing where you toss the little things and they
Bocce ball?
No, the thing is the square thing on the ground, and you throw these holes. It has one hole, and you have like little square pads, and you just throw them.
Cornhole.
Yes. So that's what I thought pickle. I was like, oh, they must be talking about that, because I'd never heard of it. And then it said, no, it's lazy tennis.
It's actually, it looks much easier than tennis.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like, I think of it a cross between easier version of tennis and table tennis.
Exactly.
Ping pong.
Yes, exactly.
And people do say that it's easier to learn and pick up.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And if you like playing it, or you do play it, comment below. We'd like to know.
Yes, because it's new to us. So we'd love to get your insight. Music of 2022. Like Rosetta just said, the song from Wakanda Forever. Okay. A key member passes, and that the song, it just envelops the movie. So we won't go into no details in case you haven't seen it yet. That song is amazing. Beyonce dropped her new album, Renaissance. Now, the album cover was like, dear God, a crystal naked body of Beyonce on a crystal horse. I was like, oh my God. I'm like.
But she looked amazing.
She did. I'm
as
like,
usual.
Yeah. I mean, my thing was like, oh my God. You got to be a pretty brave person. The last person that had an album cover like that made me go, oh my God, was Prince. Because he's on a unicorn naked.
Oh, that's right.
So that was very interesting. The song that everyone is, feeling right now is You Won't Break My Soul. I think it's the mantra song for women right now. No matter what you do, you will not break my soul. You will not take me back. And you hear, people, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.
I love that song.
That's a good 2022 song. So then we have Taylor Swift. She set the world on fire when she wanted to give her Swifties the opportunity to buy concert tickets before the general public could. So they put the tickets out to the Swifties. But Ticketmaster kind of messed that up.
Yes, they did.
And then people started getting the tickets that weren't supposed to get the tickets, taking a $200 ticket, raising it up to $1,500, $2,500, $25,000. I mean, just out of control. So I think Ticketmaster is in trouble because I don't think Taylor Swift is going to just quietly let them do what they did and get away with it. So I think there's more.
And
to
there
come.
are people that really wanted the tickets and they paid
Yes.
thousands and thousands, 35,000, 45,000.
Yeah.
And I heard that someone regretted it
Yeah.
because that was just on a split,
Impulse
buying, and they regret that. But
Yes.
we have yet to see what Ticketmaster has done to help resolve this.
Exactly. So in 2022, everyone was excited because Adele got a residency in Vegas.
Yes.
And then the night before the show, she cancels it. That was a biggie because people have, Vegas isn't like around the corner. So people made reservations.
And it's a real honor to be asked to do a residency in Vegas.
Yes. So people flew in thinking that they were going to, do the concert, hang out in Vegas. And they got there and there was no concert. She came out and said she was really sorry.
Well, that was, I think, the second time that she canceled it.
Well, my point was, this was the big one, though, because it was such short notice.
Yes.
People, you can't cancel your reservation when you hear at 10 p.m. at night and you're supposed to show up the next
day. Yeah.
Short. And then people thought, okay, why is she doing this? They thought it was because of the gentleman that she's dating. They thought they were having like a fight, and because she was crying, and everybody was like, she's not crying for us. So that turned out to be a big mess. However, she just kicked it off. She did her first night in Vegas, and it was exceptional. Once again, people took regular tickets, bought them, and people are paying $40,000 to sit on the floor. I love Adele. My husband, he calls her man hater because I play her music a lot. I love Adele. I would not pay $40,000 to see. Now, if Adele and I had a one-on-one and we got to hang out for the day.
Have some kind of like over a meal or something.
Yes, and we got to hang out for a day, not an hour, a day. Yes. I'm talking like 8 hours. That might be something.
Yeah.
Like I would pay her $40,000, and then like Rosetta and I, and maybe we invite a couple more girls.
Yeah, but by then it's not be 40,000. It's probably going to be 100,000.
Yes, and I'm like, okay, no. So for people to expend that kind of money, I just think, I'm glad you made it up to them. And for people who are booking this entertainment, the talents, you have to do better.
Right.
That's just not good. Our wonderful Celine Dion, she's done many years of residency in Vegas, had to shut down her show. She's not feeling very well at all.
Yeah, she's been ongoing symptoms, and she's got a team of doctors just helping her. And she did an announcement right before Christmas. She has stiff person syndrome, which really affects her whole body, gives her involuntary muscle spasms, and affects her singing vocals as well. Yes. And she's really sad because that's all she's known for her whole life, and she loves singing.
Yes.
So we hope that she gets better very soon, and maybe, we're not sure, in the future she'll come back very strong.
Yes. So our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family, because it's a difficult time. It's really difficult. Harry Styles also dropped a new CD, Harry's House. I don't know what to call them. I call them CDs. I mean, I used to call them albums, and people go, huh? So now I call them CDs, even though most people stream.
I still call it CD. What do people call it
What
nowadays?
do you call it?
We don't know. Comment.
What's
Let
the
us
hip
know.
term? Comment down below. So his new one is called Harry's House, and there was a single, As It Was, and he's walking around, which looks like he's on a turntable.
And he's a record player.
Yeah, record player, and he's walking around, and people were like, oh my God. He did 15 shows in Madison Square Garden, and he sold them all out. Just let that bumble around your brain. We're talking 1 million people every show. 1 million plus people. That's a lot of people. And no, I have heard nobody say they didn't like it. Everybody loved it. I'm more an Ed Sheeran girl because I like the talent. I like the fact that he makes his own tunes right up on the spot. He takes this pedal thing. My husband told me what it is. I don't remember. And he'll play some chords, and he'll push a button, and the chords will continue to play. Yeah. And then he'll create some more chords, and he pushes another button, and the two blend. To me, that's very talented.
Right.
They're saying that, everyone says, well, Harry is the new king of pop. No. Michael
No.
Jackson is the king of pop.
He will always
He
be
will
the
always
king of pop.
be the king of pop. As Aretha Franklin is the queen
The
of
queen
soul.
of soul.
She will always. I love Mary J. Blige, but let me tell you something. Aretha Franklin, that girl could sing. She could. Oh. And if you ever had the blessing to hear her sing at church, hear her sing a gospel song, even if you can YouTube Aretha Franklin singing Amazing Grace. Get ready.
Spectacular.
Amen. So that is something that's going on. A lot of these shows are coming back out. Lizzo, I love Lizzo because Lizzo is unapologetically
herself.
She is a big curvy girl. She does not try and hide things. Now, some of her attires, I go, ooh,
Yeah,
baby.
she could be a bit more tasteful in some of her
Yes,
wares that she does put on.
But I love the fact that she feels so comfortable. So she went on a quest to hire big curvy girls like her to be her backup dancers.
Right.
And she won an award. She won an Emmy for her show, her special show that she did, that showed how what she would do is the girls would come in to audition, and they thought they were just auditioning with like some person, some producer, and it would be Lizzo. And then she'd say, show me what you got. And they would do their little routine. And then at the end, you got to see them in concert. So
I really liked it. There was recently an award show, I forget which one, the most recent award show, and she was on there. And she had her women behind her.
Yes.
And I was looking
the
at
Emmy
it.
when she won. Yeah.
Was that the one? I forget which one. Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
But it looked really good, actually. I was very, very impressed.
Yeah. And the other thing about it is, like she said, she was very emotional when she won. She said that there was never, when she was growing up, she never saw anybody who looked like her. And she went into details. Black like me, fat like me, beautiful like me. And I love when a woman loves herself because that's an unstoppable combination. So great job, Lizzo.
Good on you, Lizzo.
Very, very good. Okay, so after that, then Bridgerton started season 2, and I understand it's just as hot as season 1. People thought because, what is Cutie Pie's name?
Reggae Jean Paul left.
Wasn't going to be a part of season 2. It was going to be a flop.
I thought the same thing. I thought, it can't be Bridgerton without him. What's going to happen?
Yes.
But it does go very, very hand in hand with the book because the second book is not meant to have him in it.
And that's why Chandra said, you'll all get over it. He's not going to be
We did
here.
get over it.
He'll be back, but
we
not
love
now.
the cast of the new season 2.
Yes.
It's talking about the story of the older brother and his love life and who he's going to get married to.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. And if you have seen it, what do you think?
Yes, comment below.
I loved it.
We did a treatment one day, and part of the treatment you're just to sit and relax, and they had a television, and so she played episode 1 for me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to check out the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting. I love it. So then this season, of course, we had the Bachelorette, and they decided this year to do 2. So we had Rachel and Gabby, and that was drama personified. I mean, those girls went through it. And once again, Jesse, you're a wonderful man. You are a terrible host of that show, just so you know. Your compassion comes across like you're looking at a slug crawl across the floor. These young girls are pouring their hearts out to you, and you go, what do you want to do?
And I think the majority, and I have to say I'm probably right in this, the majority of the viewers watching this are women, female women. Whether young, middle-aged, or older, or retired, they're mainly women. And I feel that he's not compassionate enough, doesn't have the emotions that we need. I mean, Chris Harris, he was okay. He was pretty good.
Right.
He was a bit bland as well sometimes. But what I really wished was we could get some women hosts. Why is it always men hosts?
Why did they take away the 2 women hosts that they had? Now, I understood because Tisha, when they were there, the other one,
Katie
said to Tisha, I'm really sorry about what's going on with you. Are you okay? And she got up and walked off stage. Because the thing is what do you say? Are you an idiot? My heart is broken. I love that man. For whatever reason, it did not work out. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
on
but they
national
do
TV.
need to have women, a
Yes,
woman or
someone with
two
some
women.
compassion.
Because women are more like, we ask different questions.
Yes, we do.
And we comprehend and we think about like the way to ask it in a different way than men do.
Yes.
So I don't think that, I guess what they should do is have a man host for the men, the
Yes.
bachelor, and women host for the bachelorette.
So, because if the boys don't care, then it's fine. But as someone, we were watching it for you. Out of the kindness of our heart, we watched it for you. And I told her, I said, I can't watch Jesse anymore. When Jesse starts talking, I hit the fast forward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then after that season wrapped up, the girls were with guys. We don't know the status as of today. We don't know if they're engaged because the two of them showed up on Bachelor in Paradise.
But they did show that
Gabby still had her ring.
Gabby is
the dark hair when she had.
But Gabby's no longer with that guy, the one
Right.
that she got engaged to. But I think Rachel is engaged to someone.
Well, the guy that told Rachel, remember he said, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. I want us to continue to work at it. So maybe they're together.
Well, she has a ring, and she
Right.
showed it on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
So I think that she is engaged.
Well, Gabby had one on too that night. I mean, because the girls were like,
well, that was weird.
yeah,
Maybe.
but that happens right after, and then you go home. You come out of the bubble and you go home. Like Bachelor in Paradise, I watched the whole thing and I was just like mortified once again. Jesse, no compassion. Jesse okay, so you're in a situation, you're falling in love with somebody, and so what does Jesse do? He says, we're going to take all the women away and we're going to bring in hot new girls, and we're going to let the hot new girls hang out with the guys, and we're going to see what happens. My favorite was Brandon. From the time Brandon saw the girl that he spent his time with, he told her, he said, you take my breath away. And he would tell her, I am falling deeper and deeper in love with you. And Serena would be like, I love you too. I mean, they were so cute together.
You could tell because the way that he looked at her when she would walk up to him was like nothing.
He would be like,
oh my God.
Be
He was
still my heart. He's like, woman.
And it didn't even seem like corny or
no,
anything.
and it didn't seem like it was choreographed. It was just coming out of him.
He really was deeply, deeply touched by her and just loved everything he saw about her. And I did do some little research and found out they are still together and they're preparing for their wedding.
Yes, because once again, Jesse, bad timing, on the last day he says, if you want to, we can do this right here and right now. I have been officially ordained and we can marry. And I'm thinking her mother would kill all of you if you took her child's wedding somewhere on a beach without the family.
Why would he even ask
but
that
that's
question?
What,
that doesn't make sense.
That's what I mean by he's okay, but we need somebody with a little bit more feeling. Sorry, we do. So now we're going to slow down a little bit and we're going to look at the loss of celebrities and people who were just influential in life that we lost this year.
Yeah, we're going to remember the people that we so dearly just remembered them, and even now they still have a lot of meaning to us because we remember them for certain things.
Yes.
So we're going to look back at the people that have dearly lost their lives this year, and we're going to start with Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
He's one of them. Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
We have Olivia Newton-John. She passed away. These are, I didn't even know some people had passed away.
Yeah.
Until I did a little research and I'm like, wow, I did not know that person passed away. Then we have, who is the person that Naomi Judd. She had passed away, Naomi Judd.
Yes. The night before she was inducted into the Country Hall of Fame. I mean, just one night. And unfortunately, it was due to, suicide, which made it even more painful.
Yeah, it's harder when it's suicide because
Yeah.
we don't really understand why. We may, but don't fully understand the extent to it. Then we have Shinzo Abe, who is the prime minister in Japan. He was assassinated
Yes.
on July the 8th. We have Anne Heche.
Yes.
Yeah, Anne Heche, that was a sad thing. She died in a car crash because she had, prior, she had done a podcast and was drinking
Right.
with the other people on the podcast.
Yes.
And she was seen to be driving very, very fast. She crashed into a house.
Yes.
And luckily she didn't injure the person in the
Right.
house, but the whole house was
burned
actually
down.
burnt down.
Yes.
And she went into a coma, never came out, and passed away. Very, very sad.
That was very sad.
Yeah, we have Jerry Lee Lewis,
Yes.
Bob Saget.
Yes.
Um,
They said that they think he hit his head and he just lay down and went to sleep.
Yeah, nobody
You know?
knew because it wasn't from any kind of drug abuse
No
or
drugs,
overdose
no
or something.
alcohol, nothing. He was clean. He just passed away in his sleep.
Yeah. And we have Loretta Lynn,
Yes.
Gilbert Gottfried, the comedian.
Yes.
We have Angela Lansbury,
Yes. I love
best
her.
known for Murder, She Wrote
Yes.
and being in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
Never
yes.
forget that. Then we have Kirstie Alley,
Yes.
Rhea Liotta,
Yes.
long-time actor, very, very good. The last I remember him was being in a series with Jennifer Lopez called Shades of Blue.
Yes.
He was really, really good in that.
Yes.
Meatloaf, do you remember Meatloaf? He passed
Yes.
away this year.
Yes.
Irene Cara, who remembers her
Yes.
from
Fame.
Fame? Irene Cara,
Fame.
wow.
I wanna live forever.
Yes, that was and then I have who is this I have down? Well, I don't know. I wrote something, but I can't really read my writing, which is sad. But we have that, and then we have the Queen.
Yes.
That was a big one.
Queen Mom.
The Queen was a huge one. She passed away 8/8. That was very, very sad. Have that right? Yes, she did. It was really sad, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm still thinking about that because she was the only queen in my lifetime.
Yeah. In most
growing up, in
lifetimes.
most people's lifetimes, I didn't know anyone else, and that's
I mean, she
all
was
I've known.
96 years old and she served on the throne 70 years. So she has been the only queen forever. That's why
Yes.
I think the
Yes.
impact has been so detrimental.
Right, exactly. And then now we have King Charles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really. I mean, he seemed really good. He did a really nice speech, and it was very hopeful because he actually is sides with a lot of like environmental causes
Yes.
and different things.
Yes.
But we haven't really heard much of him
No.
since he became king.
No, he's been pretty quiet.
So we'll have to see what he does. Maybe do some research and see how he does, what he's been doing, and we'll see next year how he plays it out and what he's going to do. And that was a big one. That was huge because that was right after the Platinum Jubilee.
Absolutely.
The whole celebration, the whole week of celebrations. And then all of a sudden she's sick and she misses some of the celebrations, and then we know that she like stayed at home,
Right.
and then the next thing we know is that she's ill and then she passes away. Very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. And then we have, this is Twitch, the last well, not the last, but the one that's been lingering on in our minds for a very long time. He passed on the 13th
Yeah.
of
Very
this month,
shocking.
December.
Very, very, very shocking. Nobody understands what happened because unfortunately his loss of life was due to suicide. Twitch was only 40 years old. He was an amazing dancer. Amazing. Rosetta sent me this clip that had these links, and there's a link in there where Twitch is, you know how when you go down the street and you see those plastic things and they're floating? Twitch has that, and what Ellen told him is whatever comes up on the screen, that's what you have to do. And he did that, and it made you think he could be an inflatable. I mean, just
he was
amazing.
Everything he did was pure love, pure joy. Joy and smiles exuded from him.
Yes.
He just seemed like the picture perfect happy person, and you never know what's happening. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the stereotype is that everyone that's like got some kind of depression in them should show it,
Right.
but his life, he had Allison, he had 3 kids.
Yes.
He had so much going for him. Even though the Ellen show ended, he had so many things that we had talked about in our previous chats that him and his wife Allison were planning to do.
Yes.
And his life he was such an inspiration.
Yes.
It's just really like, I cannot believe what a shock this is to everyone. Nobody understood.
And one of the I guess you say the TikTok videos that he did was talking about life, living in an unfair world, life as a Black person. And I don't know how we get the world to stop persecuting Black people, because, you know, as a Black American, I always tell people, I ain't have no ship. I don't like the water like that. I like to look at it. I love to sit in a restaurant, have tea, and listen to the waves, but I don't have to get in the waves. So I didn't get on no boat freely. My ancestors didn't get on no boat freely. So why can't we just realize it was a mistake? There were some people who had some money. There were some people who had individuals. They did a swap. They brought the Black people to the country. And just because their entry into the country were as slaves, that doesn't mean that we're less than anyone else. And trust me, people of the world, until you all stop treating Black people the way you do, the world is not going to be as beautiful as it can be. I don't know how a person can look, you know, I'm infatuated with my new little great niece. I mean, if my niece had done half the things that she does, I'd be all over her little butt. No, don't do that. But my little great niece does it, and I go, dude, that's the cutest little thing. Auntie loves her so much. It's so precious. And she goes, love her too. Now go away. I mean, she is just so cute. So I understand that there's all this stuff that happens in the past, but let's try and look to the future. Let's look forward. And all your people, reach out to people. You know, reach out, say, hey, how you doing? Because no one had any idea any of this was going on with Twitch.
Yeah, and all we could do is we want to still have his laughter and his smile in our living room, so everyone keeps, even on social media, keeps playing clips of him and showing him dancing, because that was him wrapped up in a ball. He was just joy, love, and laughter and inspiration to everyone. And I forgot about one other person. Remember, Wakanda.
Chadwick Boseman.
We forgot Chadwick Boseman, because I was like, I saw that. Remember, we had talked in one of our chats about Whoopi did an interview.
With his wife.
And she had said, and the legacy that he had left, opening up that the school.
Right.
What was it again? I forget.
It was
the academy, the acting academy.
Yes, Academy of Arts.
Yes, for the younger kids that were growing
up. So
that
they could see that they could be the people like him. You know, that's one of the things I love, when a person that comes from nothing has the opportunity to share the possibilities with a child. And we didn't know he did that, but that's just something that Chadwick did.
Yes, I love it. He did that, and I'm thinking, because of Twitch, I would love for him to start. Like, if Allison could do something to start in memory of Twitch, like something like that would be great.
Because she's a great dancer herself.
Yes,
I mean, the last 2 posts that he put up, one was talking about the injustice in the world towards Black people, and the second one was showing them dancing. Him and Allison doing their little routines, and that's what we loved about Twitch. So I'm really, really sorry for the loss, Allison. I know it is hard. However, heal. And once you heal, figure out how to continue to keep that legacy alive, because Channing Tatum, he was like, when we did Magic Mike, he goes, Twitch would do things, and he's like, okay, do that again. And I always thought he had his own style. He didn't have to follow. He just liked the fact of what Twitch did and how he did it.
Wow, I love it. But for all the people, the great people that we've lost this year, rest in peace, and may we have them in our hearts and remember them and their legacies. And what kind of feeling did they leave behind on us?
Yes.
All these people had some kind of legacy left behind.
Yes,
Amazing.
that's what's most important. And before during the Queen's last tenure, she had 2 prime ministers. Boris Johnson was one that was most of the time of the reign.
Yeah.
And then the second person, a few days before she passed, I think that was her last official duty, was to put another prime minister in place, and it was a woman.
Yes, Liz Truss.
And the great thing about this is, I think the Queen wouldn't have picked her. I know the Queen would not have picked her had she not known that this woman would do what she wanted her to do. However, once the Queen passed, Parliament had completely different ideas. So unfortunately, she had to step down.
She was very short-lived.
Yes.
Very short-lived.
But now they have a new prime minister, and
it's a new Indian Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak.
Sunak, that's right.
Yes. I haven't really heard too much about him.
No,
in the news.
they showed pictures of him coming to meet with the king to become the prime minister officially, and I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah, but we wish him all the best and
Absolutely.
Good luck, and I really hope he does amazing things.
Absolutely. So in 2020 Academy Awards, the Best Picture and Best Actor came from Coda. That was the first all-sign movie. The crew signed. So that meant the camera persons, everybody, they were all there working together, signing with each other. I think that's beautiful.
That was an amazing movie, and if you haven't seen it, you really need to see it. And if you don't know what CODA stands for, it's Children of Deaf Adults.
Yes.
That's what it stands for.
Yes.
And I loved it because I really had no idea what it was going to be about. But after watching it, I'm like, that was such a lovely, really heartfelt, warming movie.
Yes.
I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I have to watch it again because it was so good. I love it.
Yes. That night was a great night because the Academy Awards event, Will Packard was the first Black director in the history, let me say that again, in the history of the Oscars to run the whole situation. The production team was Black. And everyone was with Coda and Will Packard, and all this is so exciting. And so what happens? Will Smith loses his mind because Chris Rock makes a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith having, she had to shave her head. What was it? Alopecia?
Because of alopecia.
Alopecia. And, so she just shaved her head. I thought she looked beautiful. Well, Chris made a joke, called her, he said, I can't wait to see the next G.I. Jane. And Will is laughing. He stops laughing. He gets up. He walks on stage and he slaps Chris across the face. Everybody initially thought it was a joke. Like he, fake slapped him.
Yeah, they thought it was all rehearsed.
Yeah. And then Chris says, he said, Will Smith just slapped the out of me. Then we knew it wasn't. And Will Smith was up for an award that night for Sir Richard, of which he won. However, I think he should have just, after he slapped him and they went to commercial, they should have escorted him out and said, we'll send you your Oscar. We'll have it engraved.
Right. They should have done that, because had they done that, that would have shown that something like that will never be tolerated.
Yeah, because after that, it just took away from the show. So there was so many great things. For the first time, we had 3 female MCs. Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. Who else was there? Wasn't it
Come
One
on.
a comedian.
Well, yeah.
I forget the.
You know.
No, I'm blanking on.
Yes,
who.
but we'll put the link because I can't think of them now. But there were 3 women. Oh, Wanda Sykes, and then the other woman is oh my God, she's really funny. She's blonde, curvy. She just had a baby.
Oh,
Ah,
Amy.
Amy, what is Amy's last name?
Yeah, I know the
Yes.
one you're talking about. Yes,
But they were doing really good because Amy went away and she comes back and she's like, "Did I miss anything?" And the audience just nuts up because it was after the slap. The girls kept it going. Will Packard kept it going. It was an amazing, amazing event. It was just really sad that had to happen. So I was just really sad. I mean, the first thing a mom teaches her child is to keep your hands to yourself. First thing you're taught as a child. Don't be putting your hands on nobody because you put your hands on them. I'm gonna put my hands on you.
And the world was talking about this for days afterwards.
Yes.
And me and
not the award show.
We were actually because we recorded it. We always record it so we can skip the commercials. We were actually like rewinding it to see exactly was it fake, was it real?
Did
Let's
he
see
shave?
why he did that. What was his? How was he acting before that? How was Jada looking? And it was just everybody was rewind.
Yes, because no one could believe.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith, even though he's an actor, he's also a funny guy. He's always laughing. He's always kind, and he just blew it. Yeah. And then he went to all the parties, dancing and all that. To me, he should have gone home. I think things would have turned out better for him. And he should, everywhere he went, every time someone stuck a mic in his face, he should have said, "I am so sorry, Chris." It took him days to come out and apologize.
Yeah.
So we hope Will Packard and the girls are given another opportunity in the future to do a retake, because I think they were doing a great job. A great job. Is it Amy Schumer?
Amy Schumer.
See, it came to me.
Amy Schumer.
Yes, they did a great job. Great job. As you know, Rosetta and I were always talking about gun violence in especially America. Gun violence is just out of control. Highland Park, there was a shooting. In Colorado Springs, Colorado, there's an LGBTQ plus club, and it's called Q. And 5 were killed and 25 individuals were injured. In Buffalo, New York, a gunman entered a grocery store, Clinton, and injured. He killed 9 and he injured 3. Once again, gunman. Then, just 10 days after that, there was the shooting at Uvalde, Texas. And this was at the Robb Elementary School. There were teachers and students. 2 teachers were killed and 19 students were killed.
But I also read that there were 17 others injured.
They were injured, yeah.
So I didn't know that many
They
were
didn't
injured.
talk about the ones that were injured. For me, this is when I'm like, we have to figure out how to put more women in government because we got to get rid of the guns. This is not having a gun. Like, I grew up with guns in the house around me, but those guns were from if my dad went hunting, which he used to do once or twice a year, and whatever he hunted, he cleaned, we cooked. He didn't hunt to put it on the wall. He hunted to eat. I just could not believe, and the amount of time, what was it? It was almost an hour and a half that the gunman was loose inside the school, torturing the children. By the time they got to the kids, they were unrecognizable. Just like that, unrecognizable. Uvalde that one was, ooh.
Yeah, because right after that, you originally said Highland Park, right?
Yeah.
That was the shooting on 4th of July.
Yeah.
In a small town community, 7 killed and 48 wounded. It's crazy. I mean, everyone was at the parade, and it just happened shortly after the parade started to. Yeah. The parade began.
I mean, and we also had a situation, I can't remember the details right now, where a person decided to drive his car through the middle of a parade. I mean, the amount of violence in our country is just, it's just increasing.
And that Robb Elementary Uvalde, that was the 200th mass shooting since January the 1st.
Yes.
200.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah. And, you know, most of the people who are like, they're going to pry my gun out of my cold, dead fingers. It's like, why do you think that is a measurement of you as a man? That doesn't make you a man. You don't need a gun. This is what makes you a man. To be able to stand your ground, defend your ground, and you live and the other person lives. And by the grace of God, maybe the two of you will learn something and you'll learn how to coexist instead of taking a gun and shooting at someone. And having our children, I'm sorry, I don't care if you're 10, if you're old enough to get a gun, you know, there should be consequences. There should be something. If the child is too young, then maybe the parents. How would the law change if all of a sudden President Biden came out and said any death caused by gunfire will be, you know, prosecuted to the max? And if it's a child that's too young, then the parents will be prosecuted to the max. Maybe people would think a little bit more about bringing guns home.
Right, exactly.
Maybe a little bit more, because it's just sad. It's just sad. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, we also have climate issues. I don't know where you are in the United States right now, because it's cold. We are cold, close to coast. Yesterday, it started on, what was that, Monday evening, and it rained all day Tuesday. And
Monday rained all day.
Yeah, so yes. Sunday evening, it started around, I think it was around 6:30. It started raining, and it rained all day Monday. We got, in some places in Northern California, 6 inches of rain. That is such a blessing. I mean,
that's a blessing. You might think that's not a lot if you're living like East Coast or something, but yes. We have not had rain in a long, long, long time.
Yes, so that was really good. So we got rain, and now today it's actually sunny. You can see blue skies. However, tonight there's a second storm coming, and this one is supposed to be a big storm, not just rain but wind. So we're about to have another storm. So the one we had on Monday went across the country, and now they're freezing. There are places where it's like 8 below zero. You know, if people don't stop acting badly and start to coexist on this planet and to take care of it, the weather is just going to continue to get worse.
And we can't say that it's, it's just what it is. Yeah. Because we all know what it is.
Yeah, we do.
Global warming.
Yes.
It's like the global climate. It's just too many of the carbon emissions that have been released into the air. Exactly. And that's why we're having all these changes. And you can look back on our videos, because we do talk about this, and we give you tips and things you can do straight away to help reduce those carbon footprint.
Exactly. And there's a lot of people right now who are stranded, who are on Southwest Airlines, and they can't get home. Their luggage is God knows where. Because the luggage, they put the luggage on the plane, even if the people don't get on the plane.
Right.
And so there's a lot going on right now. So people are stranded, laying on the floors in airports. So just dig in a little patience. This too shall pass. And, you know, the president is like, somebody's going to have to atone for this. He's going to make sure that the airline reimburses families who got stuck and gives them back the money for those tickets. This is, at least there's something coming out of it. And the director of transportation, Judah, what is his name? He ran for president. I can't remember.
I can't remember the name.
But he, you know, he's in charge of transportation, and
Pete Buttigieg.
Pete, yes,
Pete.
And so he is also taking this up. So there will be something as a result of this. So just keep your patience. Celebrities that fell in love or got a divorce in 2020, the good and the bad. 2022. Don't forget the two. My favorite, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Jennifer Lopez said that he was the love of her life, and if she ever got a chance to do it over, because they just got engaged initially, and then they went off to Vegas and got married, just snuck away.
They seem very happy. Good for them.
So they're happy. Kourtney Kardashian married Travis Barker. Britney Spears got married. Kim Kardashian started date. She did Saturday Night Live, and she met Pete Davidson, and they started a little friendship, and they dated for a little bit, and he left Saturday Night Live. I hope he's got a good job on the other side. They broke up, so they're no longer together.
Right.
Ariana Grande got married. Simone Biles got engaged. Jenny Ma from The Talk. Remember The Talk shut down. However, Jenny got married, and she's a local San Jose girl, so congratulations. And then kind of on the other side, Olivia Wilde was doing a stand-up event, and someone handed her an envelope, and she's like, I need to open this now, and she thinks it's part of a skit.
Right.
And turned out that Jason Sudeikis had her served with divorce papers live. That wasn't really nice. So that's bad. That's pure bad behavior. Tom Brady, remember I told you he should have retired after he won the Super Bowl in February of this year. Well, he did not, and he and Giselle have divorced. So that wasn't a good ending there. Couple of little general things. Elon Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion, and then he immediately began blowing it up, just ripping the company up to pieces.
And we know what happened after that. It's all downhill from there.
That's right. So that hasn't been good. Recently, he asked members of the Twitter community if he should step down, and 57% said yes immediately. So we'll see what happens.
And they said if someone is foolish enough to
take the job, because you're still going to have to deal with Elon. Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, signed the Florida Parental Rights in Education Act. His belief is that parents should teach their children about, sexual preferences and, sexual orientation, things like that, and not teachers. And I think back a few years ago, they didn't even say the word sex in school. They spelled it S-E-X.
Right. So, and he's also saying it's also known as the Don't Say Gay bill.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to say the word.
Yes. Even though people do. But some things that happened in 2022, Law and Justice. Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first Black American Supreme Court Justice. It took 232 years for the making of a Black woman to be confirmed, and the confirmation was 53 yay to 47 nay. She is the 116th justice selected to serve on our Supreme Court. So while we were so happy and ecstatic about that, the Supreme Court justice took away a woman's right of choice by ending Roe v. Wade. That was kind of hard. That should make every woman on planet Earth that has the ability, irregardless of country, to cast your vote.
Yeah, that was a very, very big one.
One of the biggest things that happened was the January 6th committee. They investigated President 45's and how it related to the insurrection. And if it had not been for the, I don't know what word to use, the bravery of Vice President Pence, Trump would have gotten away with stealing the election.
Exactly.
And it's interesting, all of this is coming out now, not when it happened in January. No. Everybody was like, oh, it's not that bad, you're overreacting and all that, but it was bad. So I'm glad to say that it was confirmed President Biden was the president, and he has been doing some amazing work this year. I know a lot of people don't feel like great things are happening because the price of gas, the price of food. You know, if someone gets a hangnail, it's the Democrats and President Biden's fault.
Right.
And I just think the Republican Party, I've been a Republican, so I'm not talking about, I'm a Democrat downing the, no. What I'm saying is that the Republican Party has to go back to governing for the people, of the people, by the people. This crap of what you all are doing now is disgusting, and it has to stop. Because if it doesn't stop, we have to have multiple parties. The way you get the best is you have party A and party B, and then you come together and you come up with results. If it's just A, we're only getting one side of it. We need both sides, but we need people who are not saying things like the Jews created global warming. That's why there are fires in California. Really? That person should be sent to the closest mental institute that you can find, because something is wrong with them. They need help. Don't be mean to them. Get them some help, because something is really wrong. Alex Jones, we had this situation with Sandy Hook where children and teachers were once again killed, and Alex Jones went out of his way to say that it was a lie, it was fictitious, blah blah blah. He has to pay $1 billion to those families for full restitution.
So that's $1 billion split among all the families.
All the families, yes. So it's not like somebody's going to get $1 billion. It's among the families, it's among the community to help them restore and recover for their people. Nicholas Crew has been sentenced to 17 consecutive life terms for the murder of the students and the teachers at Parkland School. Elizabeth Holmes, CEO and founder of Theranos, has been sentenced to over 11 years for fraud. She knew what they were saying was wrong and she just lied. People are thinking that they're getting health care, the best health care information, and they weren't. We talked a little bit, FTX was valued at $32 billion, and now it looks like the CEO just took money from the investors. Magda Amini was killed while being in police custody for not properly covering her hair in public. She was killed for hair. So in Iran right now, women are cutting their hair off to where you can see their scalps,
And they're not wearing their, what are they called?
I just call it a headdress.
Hijabs.
Yes.
They're called hijabs. They're not wearing it. But, the good thing is they're making progress, because there used to be police officers that would roam the streets and police the women that don't wear them. But now they're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
So all because of this, what happened, and
because women are like, wait a minute, she got killed for hair.
Yeah,
That's beyond control. That means you have lost your mind. Even the highest infinite that we know, where most of my family is always, well, Jesus would have done. Even Jesus would say this is crazy. You've gone too far.
right.
So Brittany Griner, as we all know, was in Russia playing basketball. She got caught over there, and she was there serving, I think she did about 9 months. They were able to get her home. People are upset because we had to trade Victor Boot, who was a known gun dealer, back to Russia in order to get her. We were trying to also get Paul Whelan. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get him out. However, Brittany is free, and she said her number one priority is helping President Biden bring Paul home. That's what you do. You pay it forward. That's what you do. You don't sit and talk crap about stuff. You get busy and you take action.
Well, she knows how hard it is to live there day in, day out.
Yes. But, I think as Americans, we should think, or any citizen of any country, before you go somewhere, you need to understand the ins and outs. So if anything, like I told Rosetta, the minute they started acting crazy, I would have left.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have went over there. But it also highlighted a situation here in America that women basketball players do not make what male basketball players, LeBron James is worth $1 billion,
yeah.
okay? And girlfriends having to leave our country so that she can get a job to work. So we know that the pay structure isn't good. And it really was surfaced that when we found out that's why she was there. So that is something. And, right now we're in the triple/quad effect. We have COVID, we have RSV, we have the flu, and ding, 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 now we have strep. So even though you may think that COVID is fake and phony, whatever, please wear your mask, stay away from children and
Strep
seniors.
is with the loss of voice or something.
Oh yes, when it's your throat. You can barely, you can't eat, you can't swallow.
Okay,
It's
strep
really
throat.
bad.
Okay,
Strep throat.
okay.
So wear your mask if you don't feel good. Try and keep yourself away from children and seniors. I see more people. I was out going to the post office yesterday, and there was a baby in there, and he coughed, and it was like you could hear the phlegm.
Oh yeah,
No mask.
I see that a lot at Whole Foods. People coughing,
Yeah.
like especially kids, and they don't cover their mouth.
No.
I even see adults coughing, and it doesn't sound good, and so I
It's
try to stay away
raspy.
from them.
Very raspy.
Yes.
So that's why we want you all to just, slow down and take a beat, because we're getting ready to go into 2023. A couple of things. Number one, I forgot to highlight that there was another great movie, Elvis. If you did not see Elvis, that was great. And then we just recently had the pleasure of watching Beauty and the Beast with her as the princess. That was magnificent.
That was the commemorative edition, the
Yes.
30th anniversary. Yes.
And I mean, she did a great job.
They did it this way for a reason, but I wish that we could have seen more of the live performances, because they kept going in and out of the animation.
Yes.
But I understand why they did the animation, because it was hard to do it live with some of the animals and characters and things like that.
And that's why they did it. But I mean, I just thought
I needed to see more of her. I really did.
She did a really good job. Beautiful voice. She just got snubbed for the Grammy, so people are saying, why? Because she's not naked? No, she's talented. So I wanted to, make sure we talked a little bit about that. And, the last thing about the, COVID has been detrimental to children. Even though kids didn't get it in the beginning, they're getting it now. And a lot of children lost their parent. And if you were a child of a single parent, when you lost your mom, you lost everything. And they're being put into the system. So slow down. If there's something you can do, like wear a mask, just wear your mask. That's all we're asking. I know you can't believe it. We covered a lot today. But we feel the love in the room. We send it back to you with all of our
yes, we do.
Our conversation. We would love for you to click down below and let us know what you're thinking. Because
and if you think we missed something important for 2022, comment below, because we'd love to hear what did we miss.
Yes,
because I'm sure there's a lot of things.
Oh yes, like I just remembered Elvis. I really liked Elvis a lot.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned the her.
Yeah, and Beauty and the Beast.
Josh Groban and her and everyone. Yes, and Shania Twain was in that.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I mean,
it
was, it was really, really good. And I love the fact that they're different musical styles. It didn't matter if, Josh is more operatic, and Shania's country, and her is just, current, music. It all blended. And that's what life should be about. Blending.
Yep, very good. And that was it, everyone. The review of 2022.
Yes.
This is our last chat of the year. Cannot believe it.
I can't
either. Goodness. Last chat of the year. When we come back, it'll be a new year.
Yes.
Just want to wish everyone very, very happy new year. Enjoy.
Yes.
And
Be safe.
And we just hope that 2023 will bring amazing things.
Yes.
Amazing things, and all the goals that you've been wanting.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. And don't forget, we'd love for you to like our videos. If you're new, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification. There you go, the peace bell. We love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye-bye. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.